What's up, guys? Welcome to Sky Bees. I just peaked my mic. Sorry about that. So we are back on the island here. Things have changed a little bit, and we're gonna go through those. Um, so to start off, let's put on the old helmet and get out of F5 mode. So the first thing to note that we done, if you look down here at the hearts, is we now have 8 orange hearts, and that is because we are eating a bunch of different foods. So I actually crafted a thing off camera, and I need to find it. It's called a food book. So there's a mod in here. Um, what is this from? It doesn't say. Is it F3 and B? No, that's hitboxes. F3 and H. Advanced tooltips, hidden. We want those shown. Still doesn't show anything. But anyway, this mod, I believe it's similar to like Spice of Life, which was an older mod. And the more foods you eat, the more hearts you can gain. Totaling 10, which is unfortunate, but we have eaten 20 different foods. So here's different stuff. I haven't even really looked at this, how many foods have been disabled. Out of the 3 foods, nourishing enough. Yep. So here's the foods that we have tasted. We have tasted a chocolate apple, a lapis apple, a cooked silkworm, a regular apple, a baked potato, a regular potato. We've eaten a spider eye, sweet berries, a cookie, and then all of the raw passive mobs along with the cooked, and a golden apple, and rotten flesh. So we've been having passive mobs spawn here and here whilst we've been AFK, and that is how we managed to get those foods. At the end of the last episode, we had our bee set up, and I had this set up with some vanilla redstone on this guy here, but this thing can hold 5 honeycombs. Right now it's got 4 in it, it looks like. No, honey level is 4. Anyway, this will hold 5 honeycombs, and when you use this setup right here, or at least the one that we had, it doesn't get rid of all of the honeycombs, and it just leaves a redstone signal all the time. So the vanilla way didn't work. So I did make a vanilla beehive, and then I went back to a tutorial of my own, and we wired this guy up with some bottles in it so that we could get honey, which we have 98 bottles. We have 1,029 honeycombs. That's quite a bit. And the reason I wanted honey is for these guys right here, the honey apples. If we actually look up apple, and I have my caps lock still on, there are many different apples that we can eat. And one of those is the chocolate apple, which requires the honey apple. That is just an apple with a honey block. There's a little bit better way to do this in the future once we get to the solidification chamber. But all of these other apples, like a lapis apple, requires a honey apple. The iron does. I haven't eaten this one yet because I don't have that much iron. A diamond and an emerald apple we have to make from the sprouts, which are a chocolate apple with diamonds around them. Same thing with the emerald. Um, yeah, so we've done all of that. I actually have the emerald and diamond apple waiting right here to be eaten, as well as the honey apple. It says right there at the bottom, not yet eaten. What does it taste like? So the honey apples are really, really good source of food, and we have a fair amount of apples over there, and I have a bunch of apple sprouts right there growing. I have taken down a bunch of my hopping bonsai pots, or the botany pots, because we have 2,000 sugarcane, we have 1,800 dandelions, we are full on dirt and cobblestone, we have 1,800 potatoes, which we probably won't be using. I set up a nether wart one and went AFK for a while. We have 784 nether wart. That is just insane. We've got a bunch of industrial hemp fiber. We have maxed out our logs. Really, I just wanted the cocoa beans, which I've taken out of here. And then we maxed out our oak logs as well. And what I'm working on now is I've got potatoes growing in here, and those are feeding into a regular Minecraft composter, and this way we can get a bunch of bone meal. So we have our regular bee set up here for the honeycombs. We have our other beehive set up here for the honey. And I think, honestly, we're going to be tearing this stuff down very soon. Probably not in today's episode, but soon enough. So we will get rid of this. We also have a basic item collector here, which we managed to get an Enderman to spawn in and killed it. Got an Ender Pearl and some obsidian. And we have an item collector there. There are a couple other ones. There is the advanced one, which requires the basic 3 obsidian and Eye of Ender. I'm not sure what the benefits are. Oh, this one can pick 7 blocks away, and this one can pick 5 blocks away. The item collector from Cyclic is much, much better. I think it can do something like a 21 by 21 area, so we will be looking into that. I cut there because I was going to go to sleep because I thought it was nighttime, but it's actually a solar eclipse, which is kind of neat. That's cool. I like that. Yep, so the other thing you'll notice is there's like an X right here. I actually died. I fell off while building this platform. I typed in home and it landed me here and I splatted. So we have a death. No big deal. I did get from that a skull of my own. I also have in here some skeleton and zombie skulls because a wandering trader spawned in our world. I actually bought this sword off of him, which has sharpness 5, mending, looting 4, unbreaking 5, and capturing 3. It is an amazing sword, and I'm really glad that we got it. And with that, we also bought some of these skulls. I don't know if they're going to be useful. Something from Botania. We can make a player head. Biofuel. Yep. Ooh, we're lagging something fierce. Oh boy. Alright, I hope that the lag is fixed. I restarted the game. I didn't restart the mod pack. I don't want to do that. But we have done a few other things off camera. I did a bunch of sifting to get some iron. We have a bunch of stuff here. We're going to leave it in ore pieces for now. We may put it into ore form, but I'm not going to do anything further because I do have this ore crushing hammer, which will double your items when used in a crafting table. The only bad thing is this thing doesn't have a lot of durability. This thing only has 640, and I primarily used it to get the iron that we have here, and it's almost broken. The other thing about it is, well, it's a little expensive. It is a block of iron and an iron ingot, and we don't have a lot of iron right now. We will in the future. So looking at the advancement book, we kind of blasted through Ex Nihilo last episode because beginning sifting and stuff, it's a staple of a lot of mod packs, but I wanted to get on to bees, and looking down the bee quest line and things that we need to do for all of this right here, and then start getting into the honeycombs, we are going to need to get into Powa. We are going to need to get into Botania. So I think we're going to step into this quest right here, the floral fertilizer, and then that only leaves the netherite mesh in this chapter here. So we will be getting this eventually, but for now I think we're going to get into Botania, and this is blocked by the quest up here in Ex Nihilo, so we need to make some floral fertilizer, which is why we have our bone meal setup going on, and we have a bunch of flowers. We will turn this into actual dye, and we need a crafting table for this. I did move our setup here. As a matter of fact, I forgot to mention this. We made these storage crates, which are pretty easy to craft. If we look at the storage crates, you start out with 2 iron ingots, 3 chests, and 4 planks, and then you can upgrade that with 2 gold ingots, some more wood in the previous tier, and then the diamond is the same thing. The neat thing about this crafting station, which is from the crafting station mod, originally it was from Tinker's Construct, is this will pull items out of these inventories that are attached to it. We can put items in here. We can craft. It's really, really neat. The only bad thing about it is if we had something like this storage crate bookmarked on this side, and we went into our crafting table, we won't be able to see if we have too many bookmarks. So we just have to watch that. And it's getting to be nighttime, but let's go ahead and craft up some floral fertilizer, like so. And bam! That has now completed this quest. If we go into Botania, it has now gave us this check mark, which will give us the Lexica Botania book. Don't really need that. We did Botania in Levitated a little bit, and I know a little bit about it. So now that we have our floral fertilizer and we have our Botania book, the next thing it wants us to do is to make a flower pouch. Now, we're going to need a flower for that, so we can just right-click on some grass, and you will get 4, typically, Botania flowers. And these things, as you can see, eat up your inventory pretty well, but we are going to need to take this thing and get some of these pink petals, or any of the mystical petals will work. Now, as far as the flower pouch goes, if I remember correctly, it is some wool and a flower or a flower petal. I guess we could have just left it. To get wool, we're going to need to make string, which is why we had the industrial hemp fiber going, because you can craft up 3 of those to get string. And then, of course, my string went into here, even though I don't want to do that. Ooh, I have 2 wool. Nice. Where did my string go? The only bad thing is trying to find this stuff. So we need 2 more pieces of wool. And we'll pull that guy out. We should be able to then do something like this. And bam, we have the flower pouch. Now this guy is neat. We can put these flowers in here and they no longer take up our inventory. And so now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and try to get at least one of every color. One of the big ones that we're going to need is white. We're going to need black. And maybe some other colors. I'm not 100% sure. We got lime there, brown, blue, magenta probably. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Black. Nice. Light blue. Good, good, good. And there's white and gray. Let's see where we're at. So we have gray, we don't have any red, we don't have any pink, and we don't have any light gray. So you don't have to do this one at a time like I've been doing. You can just click, there's pink and red, and possibly light gray, I don't know. But you can just click this wherever you want to. And then, of course, I believe we can just, FTB ultimine this stuff. And get all of our flowers. And boom. So that gives us at least one of every color except for green. Darn. Well, I'm going to go ahead and grab some more bone meal, get some more floral fertilizer, and try to get us a green petal. Alright, there we go. We have the green, and we need to pull this out and put it into our inventory so that we can get the task completed. And we can throw that bad boy back in there. So we have all of the mystical flowers. This is wanting us to get black dye, which means we need a mystical black flower, we need a mystical black petal, and then we need a pestle and mortar, and we'll actually get a reward for that. So, we need a little bit of oak wood, which I have right here. And we're going to need a little bit of planks. We're going to need a bowl. We are going to need 1 more craft of planks so that we can get some sticks. And we're going to need something like this. Dang it. I don't remember how the crafting recipe is. Oh, I was so close. So close. But we have a pestle and mortar. We have a couple of flowers. We will turn one of these into black petals, and that should complete the quest. No? I have all of that stuff, guys. Interesting. Do I need to turn this into black dye? So this is new to Botania, where you can get regular old dyes from the pestle and mortar here. I don't know. That quest doesn't want to complete. Oh, it says I'm missing the red mystical flower. Boom. Okay, we're good now. This one is complete. We got the black dye. Good. So, we can take these mystical petals and we can craft them like this, and then we can use our pestle and mortar to make dyes out of these instead of the floral powders that we used to get in 1.12. And then, of course, the nice thing is you can still plant these guys. You can do your little shift to grow them, and then if we actually had some shears on us, and we don't because why would I be prepared, we can chop these guys down and get the tall mystical black flowers, and that will give us 4 petals per instead of the 2 that we got from the floral fertilizer, effectively duplicating all of the different flowers that we have, which is really, really nice. Now, the next thing that we need to do is make a petal apothecary. Had to grab a little bit of cobblestone, but we should be able to make this guy. I believe this is the recipe. It is. Good deal. So now we have the petal apothecary, and our quest line is going to move us in a direction of making mana, which is the reason that we got into Botania, as well as making the pure daisy. So I'm thinking this area here, we're growing apples over here. I think this is going to be our like growing area where we're going to do things like Botania. I think I'm going to put the bees eventually over there, and then this is just going to be our main area. So how do I want to do this? I think we want to set up the actual like mana production right there. And I think we're going to go ahead and set the petal apothecary there. Now, one thing that is required for this guy is water. So let's see. If we look at the pure daisy, we need 4 white mystical petals. Inside the petal apothecary, if we look, we have 4. So I don't need to do any duplication. I might as well just go ahead and make this. We are going to need a little bit of seeds. And so to make the flowers, you simply throw your water in, you queue 4 petals in here, and then throw a seed in there like so. Is my volume not on? Oh no, I turned my headphones way down. And bam, we have a pure daisy. So what I'm thinking we want to do is probably place this guy here. And we're going to want to make another one eventually and place it maybe over there or in conjunction with. Actually, let's place this guy right there. Now what the pure daisy can do, if we look in the quest book, is we can make living wood and we can make living rock. Living rock is made by putting stone around a pure daisy. It can be any of these stone variants. And living wood is made in the same fashion, but putting any log around the pure daisy, which is why we're going to want to make 2. And we have a fair amount of stone to be had, so we can go ahead and start placing in some stone and turning this into living rock. And I'm going to go ahead and duplicate my white mystical petal. And don't do that because you throw it on the ground. Should be able to just boop, boop, and quick cut there. Sorry about that, but we got our petals. One thing I forgot to mention too is we did make the gluttony charm, which pretty easy recipe. I showed this in the last episode. We have 4 cookies, 4 strings surrounding a golden apple. You guys saw it earlier. That's how we were able to munch down on some food really quick. And I do need to make sure that I don't eat the cooked pork chop. We want to eat whatever our next food is. We're trying to get to 10 hearts. So let's go ahead and once again make the pure daisy. We will set this guy up around here. And then I'm going to use my jungle logs because why not? We have a lot of them. Oak is a little more precious to us. We'll go ahead and ultimine that stuff. And we'll lay down a little bit more stone. This takes about a minute to convert. So the next thing that we want to look at whilst we're waiting for our living quest is probably these endo flames. Now the endo flames require 2 brown mushrooms, 2 brown petals, 1 red, 1 light gray, and we're probably going to want to make 4 or so of those to start a mana generation. So let's look in here and see what we have. We have 1 red, we have 1 brown, we have 1 light gray. we're going to go ahead and craft these down and do the same old thing where we duplicate them, brown, and chop them down. So let me get some petals going here, and I'll be back. Perfect. So we got an endoflame. And if we right click this thing, if we throw some water in here and we right click with an empty hand, it will throw the petals back in there for us. So all we have to do is throw seeds. And one thing I might want to look at doing is taking our infinite water source here and moving or making another infinite water source here, just because this is going to be a little bit of a painstaking process running back and forth. But it's not too bad, and we do have enough endoflames now for 4 of them. And we got another conversion of our living wood and living rock, so we can go ahead and mine that stuff. Very good. I'm going to get myself, about a stack of this. And we're going to need a fair amount of it. No, I don't want to do you. Hit the wrong button, but that's okay. We have more stone. Perfect. So the next thing in our advancements quest here is to make a wand of the forest and a mana pool, as well as a mana spreader. The mana spreader is going to bring us up here to this pity machine frame eventually, which will get us into industrial foregoing. We're not going to go that route yet. I do want to get these 3 things done. Maybe look at this mana pool because I haven't yet. And dielectric paste is where we're going to probably end our little Botania adventure today. These other mana generating flowers, the Rose Arcana, this requires a rune for us to make. And I believe this uses like flowers to generate mana. The Gormarilis also requires 2 runes, and this will be or generate mana via food. And then of course we have the Cakamaris or whatever this is, however you pronounce that. And this literally uses cake to generate mana. And this is a little out of our grasp until we get to the portal of Alfheim and things like that. So, yeah, let's look at making some of these other things. So, I think we're gonna go red and black. And we need to make a wand of the forest. A wand of the forest is made with some living wood twigs, and I do believe that we need 3 of them. Like so. And then it's made with 2 mystical petals. Now, you can see the red here and the black here. You can switch these around. And now the red's up top and the black is here. It doesn't matter what you use. You can use any petals. There's our wand of the forest. And we will go ahead and make a mana pool. The next thing that we're going to need is 1 more of these mystical petals. We'll just use black because it's what we have a lot of. And I do believe that we need something like this. And a gold ingot. No? Really? Do I forget this? Ah, I was close. Now we have the mana spreader, and that takes care of all of these quests here. So now we need to set it up. And I think what I'm going to do is we're going to set up... nope, I already don't like that. I think we're going to set up... Might need to make a couple more of these endoflames. Let's go ahead and place down our mana spreader. Now, if we take our wand of the forest and hover over these guys, you'll see on the right-hand side that these have an X by them, meaning they don't have a mana spreader linked to them. And if you place the endoflames down after you place the mana spreader, it will automatically link. Now, you can just shift right-click. That will bind these to the mana spreader real nice and easy, like so. Perfect. So now the mana spreader is going to need to go to a mana pool, and we will go ahead and link this to this same way as we did the flowers. I think I am going to go ahead and make at least 1 more, if not 3 more, to place them down. And now we need a little bit of redstone, and we're also going to need an open crate from Botania. It's made with living wood planks, which is actually something like that. These are technically the logs. Nice. We have our open crate. Now what I'm going to need is a hopper, which we have, perfect, and a little bit of redstone. We're going to need to go ahead and make us, I guess, a jungle pressure plate, because why not? We have it. I'm going to throw that off the edge because my inventory is getting a little crazy. And from this point, we are going to actively start generating some mana. So let's go ahead and place a cobblestone block, and then we will place our open crate. The reason we want redstone is because if we were to throw in, let's go ahead and throw the hopper there. If we were to throw in like a jungle log right now, it's just going to drop it out. And these guys should pick it up. And if you had, let's say, a bunch of jungle logs, it's just going to keep dropping them. These things will pick them up and start making mana, but it's just going to drop all of the logs until there are no more. So we can rectify this with a little bit of redstone and a little bit of moving our torch, which is really only this area that needs it, so I think we can get away with doing that. Yeah. All right. So I have a little bit of slab action, which is good. We're going to need one here and one right there. I might need to move this setup forward by a block, or move this setup back by a block. We'll put one there, we'll put one there. That's going to be the easiest way for us to do it. And then all we need to do is a little redstone, and a little bit there. So now if I were to actually turn this into planks, because that's going to be easier, let's just go ahead and get a stack. It's going to drop 2, and then it's going to turn this hopper off. And then it'll drop 2 more, and now we're just generating a bunch of mana. Perfect. That worked out rather nicely. So now we can go ahead and mine our living wood, we can mine our living rock, and we'll keep this system going with making more. I know we're going to need more in the future, so we're going to utilize what we have. And this is just a basic Botania mana generation setup here. As I said, I think I'm going to get at least 3 more of these endo flames and link them up here so that we can get some more mana. To check the progress of our mana pool, we can simply right-click on this guy, and it will show us that we have just a sliver of mana. If you're trying to make things like the runes, this will show you how much mana you need approximately. This would be a quarter pool, half pool, so on and so forth. So we're going to let this thing go. I'm going to probably get a bunch of oak or jungle wood and throw it in that guy to be utilized. And yeah, we'll continue from there. Next thing I would like to do, or at least the last thing I'd like to do in today's episode, is make a quantum tank. This can store not unlimited, but quite a bit of fluids. And let's go ahead and put that there. And I want to move our lava generation and actually automate it using our cobblestone generator there. So what I'm thinking we're going to do is, I think we're going to put our block of uranium here. We're going to have our fired crucible there. We are going to grab our cobblestone generator. Ooh, looks like we have a little bit of a lighting issue right there. Cool, good to know. We're going to place this guy here, and we're going to put our quantum tank here. Perfect. I think to start, what I'm going to do is make obsidian before I actually start storing lava. We need a little bit of obsidian. I made some storage upgrades. You guys may have seen those in one of these chests. Of course, it's going to be this one. No. Where were they? Oh, they're right here. I made these storage upgrades. I went through the storage drawers set up here. We've made a lot of stuff. We just need to make a few more things before we end this quest line. But this guy right here, the storage upgrade Mark 1, needed obsidian, and these void upgrades need obsidian, and these, as you guys have seen in the past, are your best friend. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to grab our barrel, and we're going to place a hopper down here below it. Hopper like so. Below the stone barrel, and then we're going to want a drawer, which I only have that one. And we will go ahead and do something like this for a drawer. We're going to place our drawer here. We are going to place our hopper going into it like so. And we'll have our barrel up here. And then I need to surround this barrel with some blocks so that we don't have any issues. And we will just go ahead and use this. Why not? And let's get to the back side. And we'll get up here and we will get rid of this guy. We will grab our bucket, take some water, and we will throw a water source up there. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to pump cobblestone into here. It's going to turn it into lava. I'm going to pump that out into this barrel. The water on top is going to turn it into obsidian, and this hopper will pull it out, putting it in this drawer. So what we need to make next is some pipes from Cyclic. We need an item cable, and we're going to need a fluid cable. So we're going to need a little bit of iron and a little bit of gold. Really just the nugget forms. Perfect. And we're going to need, as you guys saw, some brick stairs. Now, we could craft these up with bricks. 6 bricks would get you 1 stair. That is a loss of 2 bricks. 6 bricks like this will get you 4 brick stairs, which is still a loss. Because we do have the stone cutter, new thing that was introduced in 1.16, at least for the mod packs, and we can make stairs. So we're going to need 8 of these. Perfect. And that's why I was smelting up a bunch of clay. So now we should be able to make item pipes, we should be able to make fluid cables, and we're going to need, I believe it's a wrench from Cyclic as well. So that just needs that guy, and then we just, bam. We are good. So let's throw this stuff back in here. We don't need it for now. And we really don't need our nuggets either, so we'll throw those in there. So an item cable is going to go between these guys, and you have to shift right click where you want your, or is it just right click? Yeah, it's just right click on the side that you want to pull the items from. And then we are going to do something like this, and then right click this guy. So this thing is slowly getting lava. Once it gets to 1,000 millibuckets, which is a bucket, it will make obsidian, and boom, we'll have obsidian. Very, very nice. I'm happy that we got that automated. Let's go ahead and throw that stuff in there. Once I have a fair amount of obsidian, I'm going to replace it with the quantum tank, and this way we can just have lava on hand. Yep. Again, our hopper is completely full. Our dirt generator is full. There's not much I can do with dirt other than make a bunch of platforms, which is really, really nice. Our mana setup is going. I did put a chest up here and filled this thing with logs. We have 3 more endo flames here. We're getting a bunch of mana. The mana pool is looking good. I'm probably going to dump every bit of jungle wood that I have over here into that guy over there, which we still got 320 logs. That's not a bad amount. I'll do something like this, and crafting them down does spread our logs out a little bit. So we'll throw all those in there, and then we're going to go AFK. I'm probably, like I said, going to shut these guys down, and we're going to move them over to there between episodes. And now that we've gone through Botania to get to the dielectric paste, which is just dropping coal into a mana pool, and as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and make a little bit of dielectric paste. I do need to get some coal, which is from gravel. Ugh. Means I'm gonna have to sift more. Yeah, we are pretty close to being out. I think we can use charcoal as well, so we could um, smelt up a bunch of logs. But there is our one dielectric paste. I'm gonna go ahead and throw 15 more in here. So we have 16 dielectric paste. We are going to end up using a lot of it in the future. Let's go ahead and throw those in there because we're going to want to get into power. So there, we're already in it. We made the dielectric paste, which will get us the manual. And now we're going to start getting down this little route. Getting these dielectric rods and energy cable is going to be real nice. And then we're going to need to look into, I think it's called a thermo generator? Yeah, this guy. Yep. So these capacitors is where you need the dielectric paste, and a lot of the stuff for the power mod we're gonna need. And I think this guy is where we're gonna need to get our power from, mostly for the bees. Once we get into things like, let's say, an iron bee, these will produce iron honeycombs, and if we hit the usage on these guys, they will, like I said, produce iron honeycombs, and we need to put those in a centrifuge to make iron ingots, a 50% chance of beeswax, and if we have a bottle in there, a 25% chance of honey. I believe this has an internal buffer of honey as well. You don't need the glass bottles, but I'll have to double check that. One thing that we can make is the manual centrifuge, and you shift right click on that thing, and it will turn honeycombs into beeswax and stuff like that, so we can upgrade our beehives. So let's go ahead. Actually, while we're here, centrifuge. Did I spell it? I did spell it correctly. And we'll make 2 trapdoors, please. Thank you. We will make a barrel. We will make a lever. And we'll put all of that together to make the centrifuge. Now, I don't want to be stuck on the manual centrifuge forever. That's why we're kind of getting to power. But if we were to take a honeycomb and throw it in here, shift right click this guy. Is it? Hello? Hold shift and right click block to process honeycombs. Okay. Is it the torch that's in the way? No. Do I need more than one honeycomb? Let's throw this guy here. And we'll throw a stack in there because why not? Do we need something in our hand? Oh, we can put a torch on it. Neat. That is weird. I'm holding shift. Huh. Yep. I don't know what's going on and why that's not working, but the beeswax is used in making the tier 2 hive, which we can have 6 bees in it. As a matter of fact, I think we might just stick with the level 1 for now. I don't think we're going to need higher than that, and we don't really have a choice. That is super weird. Huh. Does it... That shouldn't matter though, right? Nope. Do I need... Do I need the bottles in it? Or it won't work? Maybe. Let's just steal some of those. We smashed down a bunch of cobblestone to get these bottles, so we might as well throw them in there. Yeah, that is the whole thing. So you gotta have bottles in this guy, because it doesn't have the internal buffer. But as you can see, we've gotten sugar, We've gotten a little bit of honey, but no beeswax yet. We can just sit here. There's some beeswax, and just shift this. So if we look at uses on this guy in the centrifuge, it is a guaranteed sugar, 25% chance of beeswax, and 20% of honey. I believe that's in all these centrifuges, so it doesn't matter which one we use. But I really don't want to sit here and shift right click this whole time. As much fun as it is. Yep. So, we've done quite a bit today. This has been a good little episode here. We got the botania set up. We got into that a little bit. We got ourselves a manual centrifuge. Ooh, we even got a piece of obsidian. You see it there. So yeah, next time I think we're going to have the bees moved over. I think I'm going to get rid of this honey setup that is behind me. We really don't need it. I'm going to upgrade that hive to a tier 2 because between the two hives I actually have 6 bees. And we'll get some bee jars and move those guys, break their hives and all that stuff. Give them a nice open area to do their work in. But yeah, having a lot of fun with this pack. It's neat. I really, really like it. Plus, it's a 1.16 pack. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button down below. Hit that notification bell so you get notified when videos like this do come out. Though these videos are probably going to be lagging a little bit behind just because of internet issues. And as always, guys, check the description down below for all of the different ways to follow me, including Twitter, Twitch, my Discord link. It's all in the description down below. And I will see you guys on the next one.